Hey y'all, I am Vedam Clementi, also known as Chef Vedam, the author of Vedam's Gluten-Free and Fabulous Recipes from a Southern Gay House Husband. I am speaking to you today on the eve of the anniversary of the riots of Stonewall, which occurred June 28, 1969. If you don't know, the Stonewall Inn was a New York City bar that was popular among the poorest and the most marginalized of the gay community. At the time of the riots, there were laws against homosexuality, and being gay was considered obscene and even a mental illness. Police raids on gay bars were commonplace. On this night, customers at the Stonewall Inn, angry at police harassment, stood up and fought back. As word spread about what was happening, more gay men and women showed up to join the resistance to police. The riots and protests continued for 3 days, and these protests became a movement. Within 2 years, gay rights groups had formed in major cities across the U.S. This year, President Barack Obama made the site of the Stonewall riots the first national monument that tells the story of the struggles that have taken place for the gay and lesbian community. I am proud of my gay, lesbian, and transgendered forefathers and mothers. They fought for me, my husband, and my family, friends, and loved ones. Without them, I would not be able to call Nareesh my husband. I would still be calling him my husbeloved, the name that I called him before we could legally marry. Thanks to their bravery, I am happy to say that as of April 4th, 2014, I can truly say that he is my legal husband. At first, we were only recognized as married by the federal government. However, that changed on June 26, 2015, when the Supreme Court decided that all states had to recognize all marriages, gay or straight. But I digress. As I said, at the time of our marriage, we were not recognized as a legal couple in the state where we live. We married in Washington, D.C., and on our way home to Georgia, after our wedding, we stopped at the state line between Georgia and North Carolina. In North Carolina, our marriage was recognized. Stepping across the line into our home state, our marriage was not recognized. It was a surreal experience. It is especially interesting now since the state where we were recognized as married is the same state that legislated discrimination against the transgender community just a few short months ago with the bathroom bill. So why am I mentioning all of this today? I bring this up because we have come so far, but yet have so far to go. For example, as I was creating my cookbook, Vedam's Gluten-Free and Fabulous Recipes from a Southern Gay House Husband, people voiced their opinions on the title of my cookbook. Now I have to mention the people that voiced their opinions were people that love and care for Nareesh and myself and wanted this book to be a success. Some said they loved the title immediately, and others shared their concerns. They were afraid my openness would hurt the success of the cookbook. You see, as I share recipes, I also often tell stories about my family, and the idea of being vague or ambiguous about who and what my family is was not acceptable, any more than me making two separate meals for my family, one gluten-free and one traditional meal. My openness made these friends afraid for me, and with good reason. In the U.S., members of the LGBT community are more at risk for hate crimes than any other majority group. But I refuse to be afraid. I am a Southern gay house husband. Hell, I am only one gay house husband out of many in the world today, but I am standing up and shouting, I love my husband and my family, and I am proud of who we are. We go to work every day. We pay the bills. We do laundry. We go to the grocery store. We work in the yard. We take care of our pets. We shop locally. We vote. We take care of an elderly parent. Is our life any different than most of yours? I do not believe so, and this is my point today. We are a family like any other. Why should we hide who we are? Yes, we have come a long way, but we have a long way to go. We have not been victims of violence, but we still see the looks we get and hear the hushed, under the breath comments. We are still aware of the unspoken uncomfortableness and even hostility in people's reactions when we refer to my husband. It was not too long ago as we were at a local festival and heard, "There are those boys Carolyn was talking about." It wasn't too long ago that we could not get insurance as a couple. Not too long ago, I could have been prevented from making health care decisions for my husband if he were hospitalized. I could go on and on. Yes, we have come so far, but we still have a long way to go. What about the discrimination that is taking place towards the transgender community? As a matter of fact, even in my hometown of Gloucester, Virginia, a young transgendered man who was a student at the high school I attended had to fight in federal court to be able to use the appropriate bathroom. Thankfully, Gavin Grimm won that case. However, the comments that were written following the newspaper article were absolutely hateful, disgusting, and embarrassing. In a video, Gavin stated, "I was not trying to make waves. I was just trying to use the bathroom." And what about the mass shooting that took place just a few short weeks ago in Orlando? And what about the so-called ministers and people of God that spoke out and said that if God's retribution against this abomination known as homosexuality, they too have been hateful, disgusting, and embarrassing? I could go on, but I choose not to. I bring this up to make a point. What if your child faces this discrimination, or even worse? What if your child was killed or committed suicide because of who they are? Would you be one of those parents that rejects your child or disowns them? Would you attempt to send them to a place that teaches you can pray the gay away? Would you tell your child they are an abomination, a freak, a mistake? Are you going to support your child if they come out as gay, bi, or transgender? Would you encourage them to be proud of who they are? Would you still be proud of them? What if your child were bullying a gay or transgender little boy or girl because they were different or because of what they were being taught at home or in church? What would you do? Think about this for just a moment. Do you actually believe that a child is going to choose to rock the boat to this extent? Do you think that a child would choose to be LGBT and face that type of ridicule, judgment, discrimination, and potential violence just to rock the boat? Or would you have the capacity to see that the child is only attempting to be true to themselves even at a young age? So I come to you today with this message. Yes, I have chosen to be open and honest about who I am and who my family is. I have chosen to be open even in the face of bigotry, discrimination, and the potential impact on my cookbook success, even in the face of potential violence. I am choosing to be open because I believe that we have come a long way thanks to those who came before us. They were brave, proud of who they were, and stood up to the police and to the culture that viewed us as degenerates. I am choosing to be open because we still have a long way to go, and I want younger generations to know what it means to be loved and accepted just as they are. I want them to be able to live and to love without fear. I'm taking my stand, just as those proud drag queens and queers did 47 years ago at a dive bar called the Stonewall Inn. So, as a Southern gay house husband, I want to thank all of those that love and support my husband and me. I want to thank all of those that care and support the gay, lesbian, bi, and transgender community. I look forward to walking this journey with you, and I ask that you share this message with your friends, family, and social media contacts because with your help, we will all soon realize and know that love always wins.